My convoy is 5 vehicles.
Hey, we all saw how P2B talked about the 124 convoy or 124 cars that followed Presido the other day. P2B reacted. We saw when he said that we cannot continue to preach to the people to sacrifice while we don't sacrifice.
We cannot continue to preach for the people to sacrifice without sacrificing. We must not, the sacrifice must not start from the leaders. Visibly, measurably, on all sides. Because the people are suffering. And we must now be at the forefront of the suffering.
Okay, the convoy video that I put the other day, that people were saying, why would Rufai be saying that the president should use homemade Nigerian cars? Whether even P2B, the P2B use a homemade car, the P2B buy homemade cars. Hey, wahala for this Nigeria wey no dey hear news. Wahala for this Nigerian people wey dey do as if say they know dey. Tomorrow again they will ask you the same question. I don't know where they keep their ears, abi where they keep their eyes. They know they see wetin dey happen. Tomorrow again they say every time is the P2B. If you talk about, they say the P2B. No one say that they copy now, and I say they no copy. Since una want us to be comparing, let's hear from P2B. Let's hear from P2B now. You don't say me and they come with verifiable facts, and they bring me and P2B, we are the same. We always verify, bring news, tell you, make you watch am. Now let's hear from P2B. Tell us how many convoy he had, or how many convoy he met in the state, how many he cut it to, how the amount of fuel they were buying, and how he slashed it. Let's hear from P2B.
Tell me what a governor in Nigeria needs a dispatch rider for. What for? If I tell you how we stop fuel, we used to have a fuel dump when I was governor. Fuel dump. It was costing us almost 30 million a month. I said, what is it? They say, hey. I said, shut it down. I found out that my convoy in the first 2 weeks, because it was about 22 vehicles, was costing us about 300,000 to buy fuel. Of course, you know what happens to half of it. So I said, okay, you know what we are going to do? Bring down the convoy. People in Anambra here, yeah, I don't use her. I asked them, carry this thing and go. Pack it. My convoy is 5 vehicles. And you cannot buy fuel unless I'm inside the car. So I will pay them. No more. There's so many costs. If I tell you little, if I have time and tell you cost of governance here, you won't be here.
When I hear him, he said you must be inside the vehicle before you buy fuel. Because the way thing that happen for Nigeria now, the excess money when they enter pocket plenty, he stopped it. Man, see how much oil that they buy. Okay, let's go further. When Rufai talked about patronizing homemade cars, okay, let's hear from P2B whether he patronized homemade cars. Some people was asking which homemade car. I don't know say innocent they make car for Nigeria. The comments tire me. Which homemade car? Okay, I said they make car. Let's hear.
I was one that bought the highest number of vehicles as a governor from PAN. It's there. They gave me a certificate. From Kaduna, I started Innocence Factory. When Innocence came to Anambra State, I laid the foundation. I laid the foundation of Innocence Factory, and when it was completed, I brought President Jonathan to commission it, and then and there ordered from him 1,000 vehicles. That 1,000 vehicles, how did I do it? About 600 and something was vehicles for schools. Every single secondary school in Anambra had a bus. Then all the security, all the communities, I bought one pickup for them. All of them, the tension that about when I was dying, people say, hey, this is nothing. It just started. We know whether his car is good? Maybe the brake is not working. Maybe I said, don't worry. Let the number of people that will remain after the other ones die leave. Let it kill the number of people. That's how that industry is working today. And nobody has been killed. Not one person. And that factory is functional. We went on, and if you see the cost implication, if we had bought foreign vehicles, we sustain nothing.
Well, I don't hear that one too. Okay. So he continued by telling us how many cars you can see in any government house or government whatever. How many cars they use there, and how he proposed to cut all those things off in order to save money. You know, he named that save money.
Today, the average, most states have about an average of 6 bulletproof vehicles. Today is about 100 million naira for one. And if you times it, 100 million today, times 6, then times 36, it comes to about 21.6 billion. But if you reduce it to 2, it will be about 7.2 billion, and you save about 14 point something billion. If you decide, the average government house have about 25 jeeps. Today's price is about 35 to 40 million. So you're looking at an average of, if you use 35, is 875 million naira each, multiplied by 36. Again, if you reduce it from 25 to 8, you save about 15 billion. We don't need dispatch rider or whatever these people that create a lot of noise. You don't need that machine. You can go without them. Each of those machines, each of those machines cost about 12 to 15 million naira. And I can tell you, most states have about 6, 7, 8 of them. If you do away with them, you will find out that it's at another savings of probably 3 billion naira.
He now entered in the traveling area. Like this one, our president traveled. And the one Buhari traveled for almost every day. Buhari they travel for 8 years. How much a trip cost him just from Anambra to Abuja? How much it cost him with so many people where they follow? And how he take cut them?
Traveling. 1 minute. Traveling. Every government house or governor can tell you the number of traveling budget, logistics, they call it all of name, is almost 500 to 600 million. I believe you can do with, if you times again 600 times 36, I believe you can do all your travels for a third of that. You save 115. So if you look at what I've showed you now, you're going to save over 1 trillion. And I can tell you it is practical. People who say to me, Peter, how is this possible? How is it not possible? My dear, I was the governor. When I came to office, my first 4 trips to Abuja, I traveled with over 30 people. Over 30. Everybody have a title to be in the plane. In the end, every trip was costing me over 10 million. One trip. And at times I do this 4 or 5 times in a month. So after about the 3rd or 4th trip, I sat down and said, I want you to write name of everybody from me and tell me why and what is the purpose of this person going to be in Abuja. And what did I do? What happened? What did they do? When they finished, I found out the only person that needs to go to Abuja is me. So I said to them, Leave it, because some of you must have heard Peter Obi travels alone. No, because the other people, I don't need them in Abuja.
A trip to Abuja costing him 10 million. This is how many? This is like over 6 years ago when he was still there. More than 6 years ago now, like up to 8 years ago. Imagine how much it is now. And those is when in court, no only other governors still they do see they do like that. You know, consign them their own now. May will chop our Nigerian money, may it finish. It's not their business. If you finish, they don't make money. They have their own money reserved. Then imagine what's his name, Buhari, that traveled for how many years? He not only traveled to Nigeria, traveled outside Nigeria. In they do here, in they do this one, in they do that one. Imagine how much, and he will carry the whole people for everybody they go abroad. Not only God save, now see they save us for this country because our money it don't take away finish. Now he tells us the type of car he used, that he did not use bulletproof car, as nobody buy him as he used the car where he used.
When I started being a governor, no permanent secretary in Anambra State had a car. The judges didn't have a car. And meanwhile, there's in the budget provided there's a 150 million naira for the government to buy 2 bulletproof cars for the governor. I said, okay, fine, it's good. I took it, called one Mr. Eric, who was then the GM of PAN, with Onyemuche Namani, and said, listen, I want you people to do me a favor. I want to buy, they used to sell Peugeot 406. 3.7 million. I said, I want to buy about 100. So you sell it to me 3 million. The Frenchman agreed with me. So I took the 150, gave him as deposit. He gave me the first 50 vehicles. I had 18 judges, so 18. I had permanent secretaries, 19, so 19. The governor will keep 10. So all my first tenure, if you're around Doka, I used 406 Peugeot. And nobody kidnapped me, nobody shot me, and we saved that money.